And welcome back to another episode of the Goblin Ringleader podcast. And today we finished playing in RCQ. We top 8'd with Boros Goblins. So let's jump into standard and keep working on the deck. But before we get started, if you enjoy Goblins content, if you enjoy listening to Ramble, hit like the easiest way to support the channel, and it's free. If you want to do more support the channel, it means the world to me. All right, let's jump into the games. So we were able to go 3-1-1 and draw into our top 8. We lost the quarterfinals against Reanimator, but there's a lot. One of the things that I saw today was the green deck is huge right now, but also because the green deck is huge, I think that the bug Reanimator deck is huge. The Spider-Man Bringer of the Last Dawn or something like that. The 8-mana that reanimates a bunch of dudes. That deck is very prevalent. We had 5 pilots out of our 19 players playing that deck, so I think that that's something that we can definitely hedge for. The resting pieces in our sideboard are great. Also, they play 3 basics, so Sunspine links. The full 4 in the sideboard was definitely something I enjoyed today. Also, I really was a huge fan of having what was the other 2 cards that I had? I had 1 Voice of Victory in the side. So that means I can put one of these in the side. We played 2 Painters, 2 War Leaders Call. We didn't play Lightning. We put Kranko back in, which was the big change for today. Also, cutting Lightning Helix actually makes it a lot easier on our mana base. So we played Kranko, played the full 4, played 4 Howl Squads. Oh, Kranko's on the sideboard. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 2 War Leaders Call, 2 Painter Studios, no Boros Charm in the main. Just 2 Voice of Victories. And then what this allowed us to do was play Dropkick again, which was huge. We played 2 Dropkick and a Singleton Breaches. And I think that the Breaches wasn't really necessary today, but we're going to run it back with the list that we had. We also played 3 Verge, 3 Vantage, and a Abandoned Air Temple, which I didn't get to activate it all today, but it never entered tapped. It was not a problem. The card felt good. So we played 1 of those. We had 12 Mountains, 3 Verge, 3 Vantage, 4 Foundry. It was 12 Mountains. It was 3 sets of 4. And then, yeah, this was the list that we played. The sideboard was 2 Rest in Peace, 2 Abrade, 2 Obliterating Bolt, 2 Boros Charm, 2... What else did I bring in against the aggro? Oh, yeah, and then I had 2 Avatar's Wrath. I had 2 Avatar's Wrath in the sideboard, but to be honest, they didn't do enough today. I didn't really feel like I wanted them. The idea of Avatar's Wrath is very good, is that when your opponent has a huge board and you really don't have anything, you get to keep the 1 creature that you have, and then they lose all of their things, especially against the Living End deck where they bring their entire graveyard back, and the Ouroboros deck where they put counters on all their creatures. If you use Avatar's Wrath, they lose all that value that they got from either building their board with counters or with bringing all of their things back. And they can replay them for cheap, yes, but they also can't do it their following turn. So you get your current turn off because you're already ahead. You have a creature they don't, so your tempo's swung back in your favor. And then also on top of that, your next turn, you get to also be the proactive player because they can't cast any of those spells from exile the following turn. So I thought that this card would be good. The issue is it's double white, we're down on white sources, and it's a 4-drop. So I didn't draw it at all, and the games that I felt like I needed it, I didn't have it. So what I want to do is I want to put in another rip. That doesn't work. Rest. I want to put in another rest in peace. Definitely not that. Another rest in peace. The third voice. So voice does something very interesting because it allows us to play like through counter magic very well. The issue is a lot of the decks right now, they don't really care about counters. The only card that we need, like we don't play Lightning Strike anymore, or Lightning Helix anymore. So, and we only play 2 Boros Charms in the side. So having both white and red early really doesn't matter. So I think honestly, we could probably add some caverns. The issue is counter spells are just so like bad right now, and I don't really see them like impacting us a lot. We could play caverns in the sideboard, but I really don't think that it's worth it. I've been playing the 2-1 split, and I feel like that's good. Voice of Victory, I would take completely out of the deck if it wasn't so good with Painter Studio and War Leader's Call. With War Leader's Call, the Voice of Victory by itself is an attack for 8 because, yeah, no, I agree. We're not Titans, so I don't want to have lands in the sideboard. But what's up, Derek? How's your day going? But with War Leader's Call, and you have a Voice of Victory on 2, War Leaders on 3, you attack, you make 2 tokens, they get shocked. So they go to 18 if they're at 20. And then you attack them for 6. And if you look at the math, that's basically an attack for 8. Like if you include the ETB damage. So I like the explosiveness that Voice of Victory provides. The issue is that it really doesn't do too much, and it has to attack to get the value. So it's not one of those cards that you can like really impact the board and you can like get a couple swings in. It's a 1/3, so it really doesn't like aggressively attack into things. Also, it's a decent blockers, but we don't ever really want to be the blocking deck, except for when we have a Crankodon. So what I was thinking is we could mess around to see what other card could be in the Voice of Victory slot. And after that, the only real reason that we're in white is for War Leader's Call, which is a 2 of right now. But Boros felt good today. It could be true that we should just cut the War Leader's Call. But Rest in Peace is just so good right now is the issue. I could add the second voice. Oh, but multiple voices against control is actually bad. If I go Salvation, that's not the right. No, it's not the right card. There is a 2-mana instant from Tarkir that is an uncommon and white. Duty Beyond Death is a 2-mana, sack a creature when you cast. Creatures get indestructible, put a count on each creature you control. I think this might be better than Boros Charm in what we're doing. Boros Charm can also not be a dead card late by just going upstairs. But let me cut both the Boros Charms, add 2 Duty Beyond Death, or 3 Duty Beyond Deaths. We could try like this. This is our stop 2 board wipes. So that could be good. I mean, bringing in a Braid to hit a Star Cage is pretty bad, but we're going to have to do what we're going to have to do. I mean, we get access to Abandoned Air Temple. War Leader's Call is busted. I mean, there's a world where we just cut the white entirely. We play Lynxes in the main. I mean, I like the idea of being able to pivot to the Lynxes post-board. Ouroboros is the #1 deck. So being able to stall out the board game 1 is better than losing game 1 and bringing in the Krankos out of the board. And against control, we just cut 4 Kranko for 4 links. 2-0s are historically bad for variants without search, being tutors or fetching things. That's fair. So yeah, let's, you know what? Oh, War Leader's Call is so cool. Okay, so we have the list that we top 8'd with today. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, let's go. Oh, I have to reset these filters. You can play 2 Soulstone, 2 Cavern. Cut the Warlorder's Call. Honestly, we could just do Soulstones. But multiple Soulstones is really tough. "21 Mountains, 2 Soulstones. Then what does this allow us to play? It allows us to play the full 4 dropkicks. And I mean, Painter Studio is not quite. So if we go Draconautics Engineer, Visionary Lands, and 1 or 2 of them is fine. That makes sense. If I got Draconautics Engineer, two Draconautics, 2 Studios, a Breaches, 4 Dropkick, 4 Howl Squad, 4 Kranko. The deck is pretty much the same. The only thing that really changes is our Lord can now attack. We don't get the Impact Tremors style effect. In the sideboard, we can play all of these cards. Soul Guide. Lantern can be a replacement for Rip. What else did we lose? We lost Boros Charm. I mean, we could just play separate threats. So if we go reset. Why 4 Kranko? Yeah, the best decks in the format right now are all decks that try to win on turn 4. Or like immediately after. Like there's a Coma Omniscience deck right now. One of the biggest decks is the Ouroboros deck, which goes 1-drop creature into 2-drop creature into 3-drop creature into Ouroboros, and basically just rides that to victory. There's the Spider-Man Living End deck. So being able to like have a game plan that plays to like a win on turn 4 is really important. Also, Kranko is one of our best cards against that Ouroboros deck because unless they have Paw Patch Recruit, there's really not another creature in their deck that has Trample. So if we're able to chump every single turn, doesn't matter how tall their things get, because eventually we're going to be able to just like go around their creatures, blocking while still attacking for lethal. So Kranko's nasty. Multiples do suck. That is one of the things that is like a reality, and I have to just own it when I draw multiple Krankos. It does suck. But in a lot of matchups where they're not good, we just like trim them. Let's see, what other removal spells can we play? I guess we could go colorless. What's in colorless? Barrels of Blasting Jelly. Ghost Vacuum, I guess, is decent. I just like the ability to hit the entire yard. Jite is bad. Lava Spur Boots is interesting. Soul Cleaver. I mean, Tarion Soul Cleaver seems pretty nasty if you like have it in play and then your opponent's like board wipe over and over again. I mean, this isn't the card. This is the card I would never play. But in Magical Christmas Land, You put this on something, and then your opponent. I guess the counters don't go on it. I thought the counters went on the equipment. That would actually be interesting. Moving on. Soul Cauldron could be interesting. Cauldron also allows us to exile a Cranko out of the yard. That's pretty nice. Marvin's cool. Marvin can have the ability of Cranko. So I can pay 17 mana. 18 mana because I have to equip it. Wait, Swiftfoot Boots is in Foundations? F it. Let's play Swiftfoot Boots against spot removal. That seems amazing. This is an ETB. Does Torpor Orb stop the Spider-Man combo? Very interesting. Does it stop anything in our deck? No. I guess it turns off start the engines, but if that's already active, then it's good. The Buster Sword. Heraldic Banner. Patchwork Banner is better because it just gives an actual buff. Oh, Banner of Kinship is hilarious. I don't think it's actually good though. We want something that basically our opponents are going to reanimate our graveyard for us. So we shouldn't worry about that. Yeah, I don't really see anything super. I guess Fountain Port, but we're trying to kill them. We're not trying to draw cards. Yeah, I guess 3 Tree City could give us a bunch of mana. I like the idea of Swiftfoot Boots. Obliterating Bolt, Abrade, Torch the Tower. Two Torch, 2 Obliterating Bolt, 2 Abrade, 2 Swiftfoot Boots, 3 Soul Guide, 4 Links. 17 lands, I play 17 and 40 card, and we have a ton of bombs. Uncovered with less than 22. Let me see how many lands. I play 23. That one-sided board wipe is clutch when they go off. I agree, 1000%. Oh, Iroh's Demonstration, that's the card. So Iroh's Demonstration should probably be actually in the main. I mean, it's probably better than Swiftfoot Boots, I'll be honest. Iroh's Demonstration. The only thing that we have against control is the 4 Sunspend links, but the rest of the deck feels good. 2 Iroh's Demonstrations, 2 Torch, 2 Obliterating Bolt, 2 Abrade. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I like this a lot. Let's try this. Yeah, we're not playing Boros. It's a little bit less exciting because we're not playing second color. But let's jump into a standard event. And let's see what we can do. Yeah, I guess we can start this tonight. We'll start this tonight and we'll finish it tomorrow. I'll probably, depending how fast these go, only be able to play probably only be able to play 2 matches tonight. Spent all day at the RCQ. Can't stay up super late. Gotta go back to work tomorrow. The holidays are almost over. The last big holiday is I got a request off my birthday. Oh, guess how old I'm turning in the chat. It's really interesting to see what y'all think. Okay, they're probably playing lessons. Wow, 2 1-line hands in a row. Better, but we're starting very behind. The easiest bottoms are those. They got the firebending sleeves. If they're not playing mono red, I'm interested to see what they're doing. To be fair, if we're on a Moldify, we want to see hands like this. I'll strike the Hired Claw. Take it out now before it gets too big. If I don't draw land, I'll be killing whatever they play next turn. At least I don't have to worry about Screaming Nemesis. That card is a beating. Ooh, never mind. We can't be killing this. This is a little bit too tough for us. So Nova Hellkite's gone. If they had 2 more land drops, we're probably in trouble. I don't want to strike their face. I want to hold these as actual removal spells. Astronaut comes down. We have to hit a 3rd land before turn 5, otherwise it'll just die. Tersa's good. Burst Lightning strong. Alright. Show me land, opponent. Is your last card a land? I believe it is. Okay, warps another Hellkite. So as soon as they hit that 5th land, we're going to game 2, basically. Okay, here's my 3-mana 2/3. To be fair, if this was Warrior's Call, it would have been just as bad. Actually, it would have been worse because next turn can block if I had another land. Yeah, unsummon is strong. Unsummon with a free 2/1 is also very strong. Okay, so I should have shocked this first. I did not read this card because I thought this was a bad card, and now I'm finding out this is not a bad card. Why was this not played during VV? Oh, it's a sorcery, that's why. Okay, Razorkin. The issue is going to be when my opponent draws their 5th land, because then the game kind of just ends. I guess white does technically give me an out to the Hellkites that I usually don't have. But we don't even play like Get Lost in our sideboard, so Nova Hellkite's just an amazing card versus us. Go to my draw. Okay, that was a tough one. There was 2 1-land hands back to back, so we went to 5, and the mirror is definitely not the place where you want to be mulliganing. Okay, so we're gonna bring in torches and the braids. We can cut the Painter Studios. We can trim drop kicks. Yeah. I guess dropkick is our way around a fire magic. They don't really play X1s anymore. I guess it's Bastronaut if they're on that. Yeah, let's just run it like this. I'm not gonna break my brain over it. That's the cool thing about the red mirror. You kind of just play your cards. Torch and Abrade are instants, so they're better than just sorceries. You can play them in a much more flexible manner. Alright, this is an aggressive hand. We need land into land, and I think we win. Burn spell? Yeah. Their cards deal more damage over time. Ours deal quicker bursts of damage. If we don't draw land, we have this Abrade, which is nice. Sure. Abrade the Hired Claw. I don't want to play the Seer Slicer because they could warp in a Riddler. Or, not a Riddler, Nova Alkite. Found thing, but it's probably going to die. So let's get the Seer Slicer down. Warp the Nova Hellkite. Hey, you know what? We'll take it. Because that was the most fragile creature we had. We're at 18. Get the Howl Squad down. Combat and attack. Oh, jeez. Non-combat damage. Okay. So it's just a 4/4 trample. If they burn me with anything, it becomes 4 damage. It's pretty strong. I guess I'll get this Seer Slicer down. Go to combat. I'll attack with 2. End step, I'll get my guy back. Needlehead dealing 4 every turn is going to be strong. Shock a Seer Slicer, that's fine. No attacks with the Bastronaut, that's telling. Okay, so I can go Draconautics, Bastronaut. I can throw most of my board at them. I'll have 3 Goblins left if I try to deal them damage. If I attack with this, they have 2 more available blocks. This will use both of them, and then I can attack with this. I still have 3 mana left. So I still can't cast the Cranko post-combat. Oh, this is tough. If I just attack with this dude, it dies. And it's a losing battle. I think we have to push. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, because the Bastronaut, they didn't want to trade. That makes sense. But I don't have enough mana. Oh, it's number of goblins. I'm dumb. It doesn't have to be untapped goblins. I'm very dumb. Okay, so then I will put a counter on the Draconautics and tap Krenko. And then I'll pass. All right, opponent. Hey, I appreciate you, Captain. Appreciate you dropping in. How's your day going? Yeah, we gotta represent the Goblin Horde. It's important to me that we do. All right, we'll chump. They had a free attack, so they used it. Draw is fine, but I think I could probably do that. I can probably get there now. So I'll take 4, go to 9, play a mountain, tap Krenko, play a new Krenko. Yes, play a new Krenko. Save the new Krenko. Tap the new Krenko. Go to combat. All right, we have 33 plus 8 goblins. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think we just do that again. Yeah, I mean, Howl Squad into Krenko. Our deck was kind of forcing us to play a little bit slower than we normally would have. Forced us to sandbag the 3-drop until turn 4 because we didn't hit the land. However, that was for the best because we got the Seer Slicer killed instead of the Howl Squad, and the Howl Squad snowballed the whole game. Mad. Opponent was on a mold of 6, okay. And go Seer Slicer. This dies to a Nova Hellkite. Yeah. But so did everything else that we could have played. So it's not much we can do there. We can use double burn spell to kill the Nova Hellkite if it comes down on 5. Let's go Bastronaut. Seer Slicer. Now they're gonna go Fire Magic. Strike is fine. Razorkin is good. In my upkeep, I think I'd rather be able to go to the face. Artifacts don't really matter. In a racing scenario, this could be huge. All right, now we play the Sanctuary. Play the Bastronaut. Because they're going to play their land, and one of these is going to for sure die. We want to make sure that we can attack with the other one as fast as possible. Tersa is not a land. They decline. This means they have a burn spell. We can swing for 5, puts them to 14. I think it's actually better to strike the Tersa. They have a Spell Pierce. They have a Burst Lightning. That's fine. That's tough. So now we can pump the Bastronaut, attack for 2. They go 3 speed. Eventually they're going to hit a land. And if they don't hit lands, they have burn spells. Return, okay. Cast. So I can go Animate Soulstone, Combat, Attack. Max speed, here's my Bastronaut. I'll take 1. But it's got double strike. They drew the lands, they can kill the Bastronaut. And now we're on a 3-turn clock. Oh, I fall. My hubris! If only I would have waited. I knew the Nova Hilga was probably statistically going to come down the next turn, so I could have waited to try to draw a Lord, which I would have if I would have played to my out. All right, go to 3, and then they have Lightning Strike. Good game. I could have jumped and chumped, but then they'd be at 4, or this would be at 10, but Mono Red, to be fair, is pretty much a 50-50 matchup as close as it goes. They're pretty, I would say, pretty well adjusted to a deck like mine because they have Nova Hellkite and that hits all the 1 toughness creatures pretty well. But I want to say Mono Red in general is pretty much a coin flip. This is not quite the best. Okay, it looks like we got all the good variants today at the RCQ, and we're getting the other side of it today. But know that if you get bad variants, you just kind of got to mulligan and just suck it up. We just got to keep playing Magic. It'll get better. We have to get through the bad variants to get to the good variants. Okay, Artist's Talent is good. We can go Defaced Gallery. Attack for 2. Level up Artist's Talent. That's great for us. Now we get to go Howl Squad, attack for 4. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's one of those things, right? Like they had. I think that deck is really decent against us if they draw their dragons. Without dragon, I really don't think that it's a problem. But having a 4/5 flyer, which is pretty much too big for all of our removal to tag, and being able to kill something while being able to do both things at once, right? It's removal and it's a clock. So anytime that they have if you want to know how to beat goblins, you have to have a fast way of winning the game, as well as having interaction. And not a lot of decks have that. So I feel like we're good against most decks in most formats. But Mono Red had a great example of they had a lot of interaction for our cards, our goblins, and they were able to present a pretty fast clock. We can kill a deck that will just sit there and durdle, no problem. We can also kill a deck that's just trying to race, no problem. When they do both, that's when things get tough. All right. Combustion on the Howl Squad. Opponent, I hate to say it, but I'm not impressed. Okay. Quench is good. We had to get rid of it eventually. We still can deal 4. They drew another combustion technique. All right, I take it back. I'm impressed. Exactly. We knock on wood. We say one time, no Iris demonstration. It will kill our deck. It's okay though. Again, they're just trying to kind of durdle and sit there, and I think we can race pretty well. How's your day going, Dave? Appreciate you dropping in. Monument's gonna draw. Storm Chaser makes a dude. 1 mana Ancestral. Yo, what's up, boy stuff? No, we just came back from an RCQ. We're playing Boros. We went 3-1-1 top 8'd and lost in the quarterfinals. but I'm testing out mono red right now, just because the only reason that we're playing white is Rest in Peace on the sideboard and War Leader's Call on the main. So we're testing mono red. We're testing Boros today at the RCQ, which apparently did very well. And we'll be coming back to, we're doing Is It tomorrow on the stream. So if I go Draconomic, so I have max speed. This is 5 mana. Let's go to combat first. Do they let us attack? They do let us attack. Do they kill the creature? Yes. This is totally fine. Everything is fine. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. All right. Firebending, defaced gallery. I get a Sear Slicer though. And Sear Slicer makes dudes at the end step because you let me attack. And I'll play Draconautics, so next turn I can make a dragon. They do kill the Sear Slicer in the end step. Pitch a Gran, make a treasure. Combustion technique. They draw into a quench. They do not. I have Ancestral too. Next turn I'm going to exile top 2 cards in my library and I'll have my draw step return. So it's everything. Big fan of the Is It list. Got me to quit a couple of days of the season from Bronze because I didn't get to play much. That's awesome. I'm glad you've been jamming it. It's nice to brew some stuff and have success. I like to hop around a lot. That's my curse. My curse is I'll never stick to. If I find a good deck, I'm gonna mess it up immediately. So yeah, we'll be coming back to that tomorrow. I like the idea of Is It lessens a lot, or Is It Goblins. The lessons package is just so good. And then you have like really aggressive threats that you just stick in there and you're like, well, I think you die now. Combustion technique, okay. Same but in paper with Commander. It's sad I can't stick to one thing and I spend a bunch of random money on cards. Hey, that's the curse. That's the curse of being a brewer. We have the most fun playing Magic, but we are also the most like I don't want to say distracted, but we're I struggle with that. I struggle with being all over the place when I play. Or when I brew, and I'll buy cards for decks that I haven't even built yet. And I'm just like, yes, these will go great in the deck that I may or may not build in the future. Maybe. It's insane. Okay, I can't cast both those cards next turn. A roommate of mine said I should get into Warhammer because I'm more of a builder than a player. He said he was the same with 40K and it made him feel worth building. I honestly think that's the best feeling in the world when you find something that you love and you're willing to do it over and over and over again. And you don't need to win. You just want to feel that slight movement towards improvement. And yeah. Okay, so First Lightning. Show me the quench. Yeah, they had that on my last turn. And the same thing would have happened. Lose 3 life, lose 3 life, lose 3 life. Good game. Okay. Let's go to game 2. Soulbind is good. Honestly, I feel like the rest of this is kind of meh. Lynx is something that doesn't just get killed. We know that they're going to kill everything that moves because they have 12 removal spells. We really don't need to be killing all of their stuff. This is actually in a matchup where a Braid is huge. 1 mana removal spell is going to be huge, key. We can trim on a Krenko and a Dropkick Bomber because by themselves they're kind of the worst cards. turn 2 Crankos. Just try like this. He was like, dude, I just watch you build decks more than actually play them. Just play Warhammer. The Commander to Warhammer pipeline is a slippery slope. Yes, 1,000%. 1,000%. I have friends who love both, and they're just like, I can't. I have to choose. There's so much money. It's like, you can either invest all your money into expensive cardboard, or you could invest all your money into expensive paint and brushes and figurines and mats. And it's tough because both of them are so beautiful and they're so awesome. And I have a friend who's literally just like pulled in both directions, and he's like, I can't do both. I want to, but I can't. All right, twin one Bastronaut, start the engines. Let's see what they can do. So in case they have Iroh's demonstration, I really don't want to play the Sear Slicer or the Stadium Headliner. But I mean, oh my God, if I don't do it, the issue is they have Fire Magic and I should have just buffed it. Let me get the Stadium Headliner down. Maybe this will draw it out, and then I can go drop kick into Sear Slicer. Iroh's demonstration. Magic, I think, are more fun online than in person, so making the switch to Warhammer might be easier than I want it to be, sadly. I could sell my Magic collection and probably get multiple tier 1 armies and play whatever I want. Yeah, no, I agree. I can't win if I just pass that turn. It also wouldn't have drawn out the Irohs, even though Combustion Technique now does technically tag this. It's tough. You never want to play into a 2-for-1, and I was almost certain that they had a 2-for-1. Monument is fine. Sanctuary combat attack. Damage. Now we can play Sear Slicer, and they have to kick a Fire Magic in order for it to do anything. Man, I really don't want to. I think I'm going to hold. F it. Now they can go land. Combustion Technique, the Lord, Iroh's demonstration, wipe your board. That's not any of those things. I appreciate you. All right, Combustion Technique on the Lord. Takes it down. Now we are this is another reason why War Leader's Call is better, is because they can't bolt the they can't bolt your Lord and then make all of your stuff die to Fire Magic. Like if this was a War Leader's Call, it would have been a better spot for sure. 2, 3, if I have one more land, I can play this and activate it. But if I don't play a land, if I don't find a land, then I just held it for no reason. Let's just go to combat. Attacks. Attack with everything. I can afford to pump this once. Now I can play the Draconautics. It has double strike. They have to deal with these creatures and this creature. And then next turn, if they tap out to kill my creatures, then I'm going to be able to animate my Soulstone. Abandoned Attachment's good. They discard 2 cards. They're going to get 2 Monument triggers. Sometimes you just have to look away. Look away. Just let them do their busted stuff. Honestly, when my opponent's playing like only a certain kind of combo deck, you just don't have to watch. You're just like, okay, so you're pitching a bunch of cards, you're drawing a bunch of cards. I'm gonna assume that I lose 3 life here, and you make a treasure, and you draw. And a bunch of my stuff dies. Oh, I forgot that I have priority because of the Dragonautics Engineer. Never mind! We don't get to look away. We don't get to put our head down in the sand. Made a treasure. So now they could theoretically go combustion technique, target the Dragonautics Engineer, then fire magic or Iroh's demonstration, hit the rest of the board. A normal firebending lesson? I will put a counter on this. In response, the combustion technique. They just concede? What? Okay. I didn't expect that. Let's run it back. No. I'm too stupid to salt rope. I was legitimately thinking that I could just let them do their thing and I'd get to my turn eventually. All right. Maybe there's a chance. They are an accomplished alchemist. I have no title. I don't know. The way we won that game was just being stupid aggressive. I mean, if we draw 2 lands, we're in a pretty good spot. We can cast all of our spells. Also, Howl Squad and Nekrenko is pretty good. They're like, this dude salt ropes me and then I misplay on the demonstration. Scoop. Infinite pain. All right, here's my Bastronaut. I'll start my engines. Do you kill it or do you have the Iroh's demonstration? That tells me they do not have an Iroh's demonstration because they would have just waited for the 2-for-1. Or they have a 2-drop play that they want. They want to like become aggressive. Okay, can go another Bastronaut. Then go another removal spell, attack for 2. Oh, my neck. No blocks. Interesting. Cast Seer Slicer. This is going to get countered. No, but it does get killed. They have 1 non-basic land. We also have 1 non-basic land. Okay, that's something. They don't have Quench. That's really good to know. They don't have any instant speed interaction. That's really good to know as well. What is that, 4/7? Could potentially cast double Sunspine Links if I hit a land. They just concede. What? That's insane. They absolutely bodied me game 1. Game 2, I don't know what happened. Game 3, I don't know what happened. But okay, opponent, good games. Well, that was pretty awesome. I got to be honest. Not the opponent just giving up part, but the deck felt decent. We struggled against mono red, which makes sense. They have the highly optimized best mono red deck in the format. I have my Goblins mono red deck, so it makes sense that we would lose to the hyper-tuned version. But if you go back here, something I want to do before I leave is I want to clone this deck. Oh, maximally sure. They're like, stop building decks. I'm like, no, stop telling me what to do. Fairies, get it out of here. Trash. Let's clone it. And then this version, we're going to turn into the list that we played today for reference for the future. We played 12 mountains. 12 mountains, no Draconics. And then we played 2 Voice of Victory. I guess that's the other reason that we played white. So Voice of Victory, War Leader's Call. More lasers. War Leader. Can I spell? Am I not allowed to spell? What is happening? Oh, there's an apostrophe, isn't there? Oh, Rulia's in standard? Foundations is whack, bro. Foundations is whack. So we have double combats with Aurelia, and then we have double damage with lightning. That could be interesting. But anyways, we have War Leader's Call. We need to add our Verge. 3 of these. Advantage. 3 of these. And Foundry. 4 of these. Then we had the 1 abandoned Air Temple. The sideboard had Rest in Peace. We did not have Soul Guide Lantern. We did not have Iroh's Demonstration. Torch, Link's Obliterating Bolt, Abrade. Then we had Avatars. Again, there's an apostrophe. Oh, we didn't craft them, that's right. We can go Avatar's Wrath. Just play 1. And play 1 Voice of Victory. And this was the list that we played today. We went 3-1-1, top 8'd the RCQ in Old Orchard at Gamers World, and it was a lot of fun. So I'll have this, I can actually title this. What is it? 1-4 RCQ top 8. Awesome. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Today was awesome. I miss being able to go play more RCQ lists. So this would be Red Goblins. This would be, look at this. This is the Is It Goblins list. Is It Goblins? Is it Goblins? Question mark. We have, I think this is Brawl. And this is what exactly? Also standard. This is our crazy bad mono red deck. So let's discard this one and actually delete this. This is Pioneer. Sort by standard, maybe? My decks, all decks, standard. Okay, so we actually don't have too many of these. So we can go, this was the really bad Avatar came out I wanted to brew. Let's take that away. And then we have the Is It Goblins deck and Is It Lesson Not Goblins deck. And all these have felt and all of these have felt pretty good. So we haven't done Rakdos yet. That's going to be Lorwyn. And we haven't done mono red, white, blue, white, green, white. Oh, we haven't done green, white in a while. But again, we can go to Lorwyn and find some green, white, red, green goblins. Gruul and Rakdos are both color pairings that goblins are on Lorwyn. So hopefully we'll be able to build those decks when we get there. But yeah, for now we got a bunch of really cool stuff, a lot of really cool decks that we could play. But I'm gonna crash. I woke up early for the RCK and I got to work tomorrow. But till next time, If you enjoy Goblins content, if you enjoy listening to me ramble, hit like and subscribe. Easiest way to support the channel, and it's free. If you want to do more support the channel, $1 a month gets hammered out on every stream. And we have the Patreon, so you can go and support me. There's tiered support there, and it really means the world to me. So I'm going to read off the members and the Patreons, and then I'm going to crash. We have the Real 2CU and your account as Green Goblins on the Patreon, as well as Adam at the Crinkle Mall Boss tier. Then we, from the top, have Alpha Ronin, Tim's Top Decks, Elias Sutter, The Darth New, ADY100K, Jared Munsterman, and Annan, Riberio, Cypher777, The High Wumpus, AJR, B Rhyme, Gorvisker, Sliver of Nope, Scott McIntosh, Javier, Hugo, Valeroth, Yuominger, Terrieth, Needle Breeder, Trucker Philosophy, The Green Ranger, Stanton McCain, Danny Alexandria, Sergeant Farmer, and there's one more. I want to make sure I get him. Danny Alexandria, the Sergeant Farmer, and membership. Hilltop Healthy is new. Uncooked Burritos, that's the other one. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. It really means the world to me. I used to play Goblins by myself, and now I have an entire horde behind me. It's really nice to be a part of the Magic community, and yeah, we play Goblins in every single format, so we stream every single day, 10 o'clock p.m. CST. I hope you have a beautiful night. Until next time. Peace.